everybody.
Hey, we're Courtney. Oh,
Hey.
let's start over. I feel like I got scared.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Hi, I'm Courtney.
I'm Chloe.
Welcome to 6 Feet Unfiltered.
And in this episode, we are going to try our hand at making tier lists.
For season 1
Yes, for season 1.
of 6 Feet Under.
And we are
Making this up as we go.
yes, we're as per usual. I feel like an old fart because I didn't even know what tier lists were, but we had somebody request that we do these, so we're doing them because we do what people ask us to do because we want to make you happy.
So if you do have any suggestions, feel free to drop them in the suggestion box, which is the comment section.
Yes. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to start with ranking the episodes from season 1. So starting with episode 1, we're going to rank them, and this is open. If you think we should do something different, let me know. But the criteria that we're going to be considering when we're ranking them is their entertainment factor, so how entertained we were when we watched them, their memorability, so how memorable the episode is, and the emotional range, so how much emotion it evoked out of us.
Okay, I like it.
So yeah, and then just also generally overall, like, did we really like this episode or did we not super like it?
Right. So the 3 factors that you're talking about, they're not like the diehard factors. It's just an idea of how we want.
Yeah, just
Got
kind
it.
of like guidelines, I feel. And
So
again,
if we fuck it up, it's because we said we could.
yeah.
Okay.
And I don't even know if this is how you're supposed to do it, but it's how we're going to do it.
Yep.
So episode 1, pilot, we're going to do a quick synopsis of each episode and then decide where we're going to rank them. So on Christmas Eve, Nathaniel Fisher Sr. dies after being hit by a bus, shocking his estranged son, Nate, who had just hooked up with Brenda at the airport. Nate returns home to his emotionally distant family, his tightly wound brother David, repressed mother Ruth, and rebellious sister Claire. David resents Nate's sudden re-entry. Ruth reveals an affair. Claire deals with drug use, and Nate contemplates staying. Nathaniel Sr.'s ghost begins appearing, hinting at ongoing emotional reckonings. So we have this many tiers.
Superior, excellent, good, average, below average, and worst.
We actually don't have worst.
Okay, so just S, A, B, C, D.
Yep.
And S is the best.
Yes.
I feel like, okay, so first episode, I would have to give it an A because it does just drop a bunch of bombs on you.
Yeah, it's definitely,
I'm not sure if I want to give it the S quite yet.
I agree. It's really like it's needed. It's setting us up and it was good. But I do think that I enjoyed other episodes more after.
Yeah.
But I don't think there was anything wrong with it. I don't know. I would agree with that.
Are we allowed to move them if we decide later?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, cool.
So episode 2 was The Will. Chandler Swanson dies in a pool accident, leaving his window broken. Or his widow broken. And probably his window too.
Not broken, broke.
Broke. I can't read today. Nathaniel's will is read. Nate and David split the business while Claire gets a conditional inheritance. David feels slighted. Nate shrinks funeral duties to see Brenda. Can I
Shirks funeral duties? Oh, okay. Can you what?
I feel like my brain is having a stroke. Nate shirks funeral duties.
I've never heard the word shirk in my life.
Me neither. Okay. I'm assuming Nate
blows off his
funeral duties to see Brenda, which damages a corpse. Ruth hikes with Hiram and reflects on her identity. Claire hangs out with Gabe to cope. David's ex-fiancee Jennifer returns while his closeted life creates tension with Keith. A visit to the site of their father's death triggers a breakdown for David. I thought it was okay. There was a part in that one I remember Claire freaking out at was it the courthouse or something? Mm-hmm. Wherever they were with the lawyer.
Yeah.
I remember that scene being memorable for me.
She's like, that I'll just kill.
Yes. Yeah.
This was when Nate
It's obviously it's not pulling me very high.
No, I think I'm going to give this one. I'm like reading through, just trying to recall each of these things in my head.
I'm going with a C or a B.
Yeah. I think, I love every episode, but I would say C for this one.
Okay.
I think it's just,
I'm on board with that.
it was still setting things up for us, but nothing super crazy with the characters is happening yet because we don't super know them I'm sure there were some crazy things, but
As a first-time viewer, I would have continued on and kept watching. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
a show-stopping.
I'm trying to remember if this was the one. I know that there was one, I think it's the next one though, that we both said it was really funny, but I think it's the next one.
All right.
And I
yeah,
hope
this
it
one's
is.
not doing enough for me. That kill were that got me.
Yeah. Okay. It probably was this one because episode 3 is The Foot, which is one of my favorite episodes. A bakery worker is gruesomely dismembered, and Nate considers selling the business to Kroner, angering Ruth and David. Claire gets humiliated at school after Gabe tells people about a sexual moment, so she retaliates by stealing a severed foot and planting it in his locker. The family turns down Kroner's offer, but discovers they'll open a cremation center across the street. Claire confesses, and Keith helps her recover the foot, though it's replaced with meat for the funeral. What did we say? Ham. There's actually lamb.
A lamb.
The cremation building mysteriously burns down. I like this one.
I did too.
I thought the death scene was funny. The dog Freckles with the foot is hilarious. And yeah, it really shakes you up. Remember, we thought for sure Claire burned down the house, but she ended up not being the one to burn down the house. It has the whole toe sucking thing.
That was one of the big ones too, with the high school drama and the kink shaming and the bullying and the back and forth. Definitely.
It was a fun one to unpack too.
I also really loved that Keith was the one in these episodes. Keith and David are still so together.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would give it an A or an S.
Let's put it in A for now, and then maybe we move it to S
Okay.
later. Because I would agree with that. But I haven't decided if there's others that will rank superior.
Episode 4 is Familia. A gang member is killed and his funeral expenses are covered by a fellow gang member who negotiates with David. Nate and Brenda get caught having oral sex by Ruth. David and Keith face a homophobic outburst at a store, leading to conflict between them. Paco's ghost urges David to accept himself. Ruth agrees to finance funeral home renovations. Brenda comforts Nate, but he becomes suspicious she may have set the Kroner fire. Claire denies starting it when Ruth confronts her. Was this the one that Ruth lost all the money?
Yes.
Okay. I loved this
Wait.
episode.
I really liked Paco's and David's relationship in this one.
Yeah, I agree. What was the homophobic outburst at the store?
The guy that called them faggots, and then Keith went and showed
Side
his
of the
badge.
store.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. And it was leading to conflict because David didn't want.
Because David was like, oh, just let it go. I'm sure he
Yes.
didn't mean anything by it. So that's when things start to go downhill, bless you. For
Agreed.
Keith.
This is when Keith is starting to really realize that he's not on the same page as David. I would say this one was a very good one too. I would do an A or a B. Oh, never mind. We have to do the A because of the oral sex.
Oh,
Really?
that was a good scene.
Yeah. Who's
Okay.
doing the who again? It was Nate going down on Brenda.
Yeah. This was also, I'm pretty sure, the one where David says, when Nate's like, did you know that the night Dad died, Claire was doing crystal meth? And David says, oh my God, isn't that a horse tranquilizer?
David. Oh, I do remember that. God, he's so vanilla. And then 2 episodes later, he's taking ecstasy.
Yes. Okay. So we said A for that one. I think that one was pretty entertaining. If we say A for that one, then should we move Foot to S?
Yeah.
I think it earned it. Okay. So far, S tier, we have The Foot. A tier, we have Pilot and Familia. And C tier, we have The Will.
Perfect.
Episode 5, An Open Book. Porn star Vivica St. John dies in the tub via electrocution. Brenda invites Nate to meet her overbearing therapist parents who've published books about her. He also meets her unstable brother Billy. Ruth and Claire attempt bonding but struggle. They visit Ruth's cousin, but Ruth realizes their idealized life isn't for her. David arranges Vivica's funeral, learns of her career, and comes out to Nate. Keith breaks up with David after David won't go public. David accepts a deacon role at church.
Okay, so this episode was frustrating.
It definitely was. I loved when David came out to Nate, but hated when he and Keith broke up after that.
Yes. And it was all very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And then the cousin moment. There was a lot of good things here. I think we saw a lot of character development and then character flaws.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And the Vivica St. John's whole funeral situation was hilarious.
And her, yes, I think her in general being there, like after the death and her ghost telling her stories. And there was something that she had said that stuck with me for a couple minutes because I forgot it. I don't know. It was a good one.
You think God doesn't love you?
Oh, yes, because I've had sex with. There was something.
Every one of those men when I was fucking them.
She said that, but she also said something about taking. It was Nate and Rico talking about one of her sex scenes in front of David, and they're like, "Oh, David, she did the. Mm-hmm. She's the one who did the
fucked a snake on a Harley or something."
Yes. And David's like, "No, I had no idea because I'm gay and I don't watch straight porn or porn with females. I don't know."
This is so hard, honestly, because all of them are good.
Yes.
I don't know. It was good. For me, I would say B maybe just because.
Okay. I was teetering between A and B.
Yeah. I definitely don't have anything against it, but just in comparison, we have Pilot and Familia in A tier.
I would do a B.
So hard.
It is. It's like frustratingly hard.
Okay, we're putting an open book in B tier. After this, we're going to have to go through, because I did not do this ahead of time, but we'll have to go through and look at the ratings for each episode of like how they rated with like
the people
viewers.
That know how to do this.
Yeah, or I don't know how they do it. I think it might be, I don't know how, but I know ratings exist. I don't know where they come from, but we'll have to look and see how they compare to our tier list.
Okay, so episode 6 is The Room.
Ooh, this was a good one.
It was a good one. Anything with Mr. Jones in it is good. Mr. Jones brings in his late wife for services, refusing to pay full price. Nate finds ledger inconsistencies, discovering Nathaniel Senior bartered services. Brenda and David both advise him to accept that he didn't fully know his dad. Claire gets closer to Billy through photography, worrying Brenda and the rest of us watching at home. Ruth reminisces about her youth and reconciles with Hiram. David tries dating a woman, fails, and seeks out a hookup at a gay bar, leading to a meaningless sexual encounter.
What woman did he date? What woman did David try dating?
I think it was his ex.
Is that what they're referring to? Oh, because they went out to dinner?
Yeah. And he tried to kiss her?
Oh. Yeah, well, he was like, let's go.
Or he tried to buy her
brains out or something.
Yeah. I think that was her.
Yeah. Okay.
This was a good one. I definitely want to put it in either the S or the A tier, just because we saw Brenda and Claire start to get close with when they were taking care of Mr. Jones.
Yeah. No, I fully agree. I think this is an S tier episode. Mr. Jones alone puts it in S tier.
Done. Help! This white lady's trying to cripple an old black man.
Come on, bitch. Get up.
Like him, Mr. Jones, and Mrs. Jones are what I hope Rob and I become by the end of the time.
Yeah.
But hopefully he dies first, because I don't think that he could handle. He'd be like Mr. Jones, because then Mr. Jones dies at the end. Mm-hmm. Yes. S tier.
S tier. I loved the scene in that episode where Mr. Jones was talking to Nate and he's like, you don't know nothing about love. Next thing you know, it's been 56 years and you done shit all over yourself in the movie theater and she's the only one who's there to help you clean it up. That's love. You don't know nothing. So sweet.
Which clearly also happened to him.
Yeah. Just, it's like, what a vulnerable and that, I don't know. Just imagining elderly people in those vulnerable positions crushes me.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing
if
him
they had to
there
be alone,
talking about how much he loved her for being there for, like, oh, full S for The Room and Mr. Jones.
You know what else I love about that? Just bringing it, or just thinking of this now, is we don't know anything about Mrs. Jones. We've never met her. I don't think she had a single line.
No, she was a corpse from moment one.
She was. And she also never came back as a ghost.
No.
Interesting.
I guess not all of them do, though.
Okay.
Because for sure,
like the baby
and the little boy, Anthony, didn't. Who else did it? Oh, yeah, not all of them do, because Mr. Romano doesn't come back. We see Vivica and we see Paco and we see
Marcus.
Mark, but
Yeah, that's a good point.
we'll have to go through when we do the death scenes and see what other ones.
So true. And truly, that wasn't even the point of what I was saying. But the fact that we don't know anything about her, but we love her because Mr. Jones loves her.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Yeah, Hattie. That's what it was. Oh, I love it. Okay. Next one.
Okay. Episode 7, Brotherhood. A Gulf War vet dies of complications, sparking tension between his brother Paul, who protests military treatment, and his unfulfilled funeral wishes. Nate bails on a romantic spa trip with Brenda because Billy won't leave. David interviews a progressive priest, triggering questions about his own role in the church. Ruth takes Hiram to dinner with the family and announces she's working at a flower shop. This one was like sad. I loved this scene at the end with David and Nate when they hugged. Didn't Nate say, "I love you, David"? And
yes.
David was like, "I love you too," and they hug. And that was like probably the best scene.
It was a good connection moment. It's not that I don't like this episode.
It just doesn't stand out like the foot and the room.
Correct. I honestly, I would do average or below.
Mm-hmm. Let's put it in C tier.
Okay.
I feel like it's probably C or maybe D. Just because, I mean, they're all good, but just if we have to do this, I don't know, man. I feel like we're going to
hate us.
Yeah,
this is probably somebody's favorite episode.
Yeah, this is going to be so controversial. But anyway, okay.
Okay, so episode 8 is Crossroads. A woman dies while partying in a limo. Nate considers becoming a licensed funeral director. David goes on a date with a dance instructor, Kurt. Federico takes a job embalming for Kroner, hoping to be appreciated. Claire is kicked out of a school hiking trip for deviating from the route and carrying weed. Ruth begins working for Nikolai, but struggles with his temper. Nate and Brenda argue over her male friend, Connor, but make up after she kicks him out. Is Connor the naked guy?
Yep.
Okay. Excellent episode.
I liked this
so
one
many
a
good
lot.
things.
We finally get to see more of Parker, and she's an exciting character, even though she's kind of a bitch.
Kurt is a great character to be introduced.
Love Kurt. And the whole drama of them being on the trip and
Claire fucking the counselor guy.
Parker. Yeah, but Claire's seeing it. This was a really
and not making a big deal
one.
about it. There was a lot of really cool things in here. And honestly, even the death scene was amazing.
Yes, Chloe.
Yeah,
my girl.
I would put this as a superior episode.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I don't know if I'd go that far. I do like it a lot. I would say A.
Okay, let's put it in A.
We can do S, though, if you think.
Why don't we keep it in A and we'll see.
Okay.
Later. I honestly just loved it so much because of all of the chaos going on.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure this is where we start to really get the idea that Nikolai has a thing for Ruth.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved that David didn't tell on Claire.
Yeah,
either. And if Federico started doing that stuff for Kroner, then he must have found out in this episode that Kroner burned it down.
Yeah, I think Rico did find out in this episode, but
which means we did.
We did, but he didn't tell the Fishers until
later. 2 or 3 episodes later.
Okay. So we put it in A for now, Crossroads. So next up, we have episode 9, Life's Too Short. Gabe's younger brother accidentally shoots himself, sending Gabe spiraling. David experiments with ecstasy through his relationship with Kurt. Ruth accidentally takes some ecstasy herself, leading to a hallucination of Nathaniel in a hearse. Claire comforts Gabe at Anthony's funeral and defends him against bullies. Brenda shows Nate the ugly side of the funeral industry by faking being a grieving client. Nate begins to embrace the purpose behind his work. David breaks up with Kurt after a wild club night. This episode,
all the way.
It was so horrific because of the death scene, but it was so good. I loved the Ruth's ecstasy trip.
We see Keith also come back with Eddie at the club.
We finally get to see Keith after he's been gone for a while.
And he seems happy. Like, Keith seems really happy.
And Brenda's fake identities.
Yep.
Starting
that.
That was man, she does that a lot. I didn't even realize there's been multiple times.
There's at least another time that I can think of.
When they were in Vegas, she did it too. but her pretending to be the cancer patient and stuff, that was just hysterical. That sounds so morbid to say that. That was
And
just
with
hysterical,
Ruth and Nathaniel Sr., I feel like she had some closure even in this episode too. It was a really good one.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, Life's Too Short is for sure going S tier.
Episode 10 is the new person.
They're all going to be S tier.
Okay. Jonathan Hanley is killed mid-complaint by his wife, who strikes him with a frying pan out of frustration and later claims she did it because he was boring. With Federico gone, David and Nate hire Angela as a new embalmer, though her bluntness causes tension and she's eventually fired after breaking a wine glass and outing David to Ruth. Claire rekindles her relationship with Gabe, but grows concerned when he becomes distant and lies about visiting his deceased father. Meanwhile, Nate and Brenda clash over Billy's invasive artwork and family history, leading to revelations about Brenda's sacrifices and Billy's dangerous behavior. David tries connecting with Keith, but is rebuffed and turns into a phone sex line. Federico returns to Fisher and Sons, warning Nate that Kroner, who burned down a house for insurance, is still targeting their business.
What do you think? A or S?
I would do A.
Okay.
But that's just how I feel. I mean, I think it could potentially be us.
It was a good one, and we both loved Angela, but
and I'm like, but there's a time we can give Angela her love in the character tier.
Yep, a very good point. And yeah, I feel like this was also kind of a lead up episode for more crazy things to happen in the next episode.
Oh, and then this is also the one where the picture of the peeing. David kisses Keith. Oh, he tries kissing Keith back at his apartment.
So like,
and then
predatory-ish.
This is Jim. What do you got for me?
Yeah.
It goes back to I mean, it was
uncut.
It was an uncomfortable. That was an uncomfortable scene for sure.
Yeah, there was a lot of like emotions in this one.
Yes, and we really see David kind of spiraling too. But I would still say A.
I agree.
Okay.
I still think it was a really good one, but yeah, this was kind of everyone's coming undone. So it wasn't necessarily like super satisfying, but still very good. Okay. Episode 11, The Trip. A baby dies from SIDS. Nate, David, and Brenda attend a funeral conference in Vegas. David's speech against corporate funeral chains earns praise, but he later gets arrested for public sex after hiring a male prostitute. Keith bails him out and urges him to seek help. Claire visits Gabe in the hospital after a heroin overdose. Brenda and Nate discover Billy broke into their room and took nude photos of them. Ruth struggles at work but completes her flower arrangement class.
This is a tough one too.
It is. I personally, again, I liked it, but I wouldn't rank this as one of my tops. I did love David's funeral speech. That was satisfying. But
also not. Like, good job, David. Yeah, but it was still like not even that cool.
They just walked out and nothing really, there wasn't a lot of resolution. It was good for David, but it wasn't.
And he came out to those people there too, but he doesn't know them very well. I would say it was good, like a B tier.
And then at the end though, when they figure out that Billy took the pictures, that was crazy too. But yeah, agreed. B or C for me. You think B for that one?
Yeah, I don't think it was I think it was better than Brotherhood, which we put in C.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We have 2 left.
Okay. A Private Life is episode 12. A young gay man is murdered in a hate crime. David is haunted by hallucinations of the victim and finally comes out to Ruth, who accepts him. Federico reacts poorly to David's confession. Brenda kicks Nate out after he reacts coldly to Billy's stalking. Nate later finds Billy's hideout and realizes how disturbed he is. Billy pretends to have committed suicide to scare Nate. Brenda finally institutionalizes him. Claire decides to be a supportive presence for Gabe as he returns to school. I'm in the A or the B here.
I agree.
Actually, I would do an A. There was a lot happening here. The hate crime itself. We also see Eddie back in this one.
I mean, this was an intense one.
Very.
When Billy tries to kill Nate and slice Brenda's tattoo off. That was like amped up the...
I also really liked the difference in the reactions between Nate and being
Brenda.
stuck with Billy and Brenda being stuck with Billy. It showed a lot of control and the fact that Brenda had control, but not nearly as much as Nate. And I think that shows a lot of the love that she had for Billy too, because you could see the fear
and the control that Billy has over her.
Yes. It was a really good one.
Okay, so we're saying A for A Private Life.
Okay, good. I like that.
Okay. Next one.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
Knock, knock. A woman is killed by a rogue golf ball during a Kroner outing. Tracy overwhelms the Fishers with changing funeral demands.
Not signing the contract.
Not signing the contract. Nate and Brenda visit Billy in the hospital, and Brenda crashes the car on the way back. Nate is diagnosed with AVM, a dangerous brain condition. Ruth is fired from the flower shop, then ends up rekindling things with Nikolai. David resigns from the church after coming out because he was forced to by Father Jack. Gabe robs a store with his friends. The season ends with a warm family moment shadowed by Nate's diagnosis.
Okay. So before we rate it, let's remember that this is a season finale.
Yeah.
And they should be S tiers.
Mm-hmm.
Would you give this season finale an S tier? It's a great episode.
Yeah.
And if it
No.
wasn't the season finale,
I get what you're saying, and I agree. Like, the only thing that I felt was so powerful in this episode that makes me not know how to rate it is that ending scene with Nathaniel where he's watching and then he looks sullen and then he walks up the stairs, but nobody sees him. So it's like, and the title is Knock Knock. I feel like there was a lot of subliminal,
hidden Easter eggs.
yes, of like, oh shit moments. It wasn't like a typical finale where it's like, it was more of a,
So are you telling us that it wasn't the Game of Thrones war? It was like a quiet before the storm, but if you didn't pay close enough attention, you didn't see
I think
those
so.
things?
I think so.
All right.
And that's what they're so good at doing in this show. But all of that to say, that doesn't change my mind about this not topping. I wouldn't rank this an S tier by any means, or really even an A. I thought the scene with Tracy and Nate was really sweet, where she's opening up to him about her Aunt Lillian.
And the car crash.
David comes out at his church, which was huge, so I don't want to discredit that. But I don't know. I would say maybe B.
I would do a B.
Okay. All right. So this is our ranking so far for episodes in season 1 for S tier, or maybe we should start from the bottom up.
Okay.
We don't have anything in D tier, which I think is okay. Because there were no episodes that I would say were bad. But I don't know. Maybe we can choose one to put down there, our least favorite, just if we want to put one down there. But right now we have in C tier, The Will and Brotherhood. B tier is An Open Book, The Trip, and Knock Knock. A tier, we have Pilot, Familia, Crossroads, The New Person, and A Private Life. And then in S tier, we have The Foot, The Room, and Life's Too Short.
I'm feeling good about that.
I am too. I do kind of want to see what we would put in D tier, though, if we had to choose one. What do you think would be the one that we had to put in D tier?
Probably Brotherhood.
Agreed.
Okay.
All right. Next up, we are going to rank our characters from season 1. And we are not only ranking the main characters, we are ranking
Every single one.
character. Not every single. There are some that I threw in here that are very minor characters, but I thought it would be funny to rank them. And then there's some that I didn't include if they're super minor and they didn't mean anything, like morgue guy or cute gang member. I didn't include those guys, but I did include powerful, and I did include Pam.
Okay, so I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Could we start with some of our S and some of our Ds so we can
Have more of like a
context?
gauge.
Because
Okay.
I want to put Mr. Jones in S.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Okay, really quick recap for characters. We're going to look at their growth, their overall vibes, and like their chaos factor. But also same thing we just did, like just general ranking. But that's
Because
kind
some of
what
them
we're
aren't going to
considering.
have growth if they're in one episode.
Right,
but
right, yeah.
Unless you're Mr. Jones.
Yeah, that's very true. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do that and put Mr. Jones in S tier because he is the ultimate number 1. Mr. Jones, S tier, 100%. Who would you put in D tier? I know who I would put in D tier. Andy.
Which one's Andy?
Gabe's friend.
Oh, done. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So do you feel like we need to do a B do one from each? Or
No, I think this is a solid enough. Okay, so in order. Nathaniel Sr.
Okay, so Nathaniel Sr., what would you rank him? He is a really good, I mean, we can't have the show without him.
Correct. I would put him in A tier.
Okay.
I don't think he's quite Mr. Jones.
I would maybe consider moving him to S tier based on
The last episode.
Well, that I just think overall he's just really, not only isn't he an integral part, but his whenever we get to see him,
it's exciting.
He's got good vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay, Chloe, let's do it. Let's put him in S.
Okay.
Let's do that.
And maybe as we go through, we can adjust.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, this is going to be so hard because how do I ever put any of the Fishers in anything but S tier? I don't know. All right. We have Ruth up next.
Ruth, I would give her character. Well, okay, so she's annoying.
And keep in mind, this is just for season 1. So we can do this after season 2 and move them around.
True. We can see where we've decided. Yeah, like if they just start turning into dickwads.
Yeah. We can demote people and we can promote people season by season. So just judging Ruth off of season 1 only.
I think her growth has been huge.
She's made a lot of growth, but I still think she has a lot to go. Like, I don't
Where did she end up at the end on a date
Nikolai.
with? Oh, yes, they fucked in the flower shop.
Which, good for her. I mean, that's fine. I
would give her A.
Yeah. I don't see an argument for anything else, honestly. You could, I mean, she is.
And they might all be stuck at A, like you were saying. And if that's the case, then we reevaluate.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So next we have David. Ugh, this is hard. I might actually put David in a B just for season 1 because he started at like the bottom and he's getting to the top, but he's still
not nearly there yet.
No, he's still climbing that mountain and he still has
he's in training mode.
Gosh, it's so hard to say that.
He could be an easy A, but I agree. We should maybe
just go hard on them kind of because it's the first season
and they're the main characters.
Right. Okay.
Nate, I'm throwing in an S. I love him. But I don't think we see a lot of growth from him because
I can say with certainty that we will demote him in the future. So I'll go along with that for this season.
He just is he's given so much.
He has had a lot of great moments.
Yes.
For sure. He's very emotionally
intelligent.
Like
for a man.
Yeah. He still has his idiot moments for sure. But he's just been so good for Brenda. He's been so good for David. He's been so good for everybody around him, honestly, in season 1. And he chose to stick around ultimately. So I'll get on board with putting him in S tier for season 1. Then next up we have Claire, and I'm also going to have to put her in S tier because I love her so much. But part of me is like, ooh, do I want to kind of go hard on her because she will continue to grow too? But I don't think there's anything that she has done really that I disagree with, except for doing math, obviously.
She's a very transparent, open-minded.
And she's not deceitful. You know, I mean, like I'm going to lie to my mom about where I'm going, but she's not deceitful. Like, oh, I burned a house down and I'm going to lie about it.
Right. And to the meth part, I mean, I've never tried it, but like, that's not a bad, you got to try everything once, right? Or twice is usually what I say.
We're not condoning that anyone go out there and try meth. Don't mince our words.
We're not judging you if you have.
Right. I'm not judging her on that either. And also, she didn't even know what crystal meth was when she hit that.
I don't think she even knew that it was crystal meth.
He told her that it was crystal meth
after she had it in her mouth.
Maybe it was.
We'll have to double check.
Yeah.
It doesn't negate the whatever we're trying to say.
I do just love her. Okay, I'm gonna go with poor Ruth and David, but okay.
I think that's exactly how it is. Brenda is phenomenal.
Brenda.
Oh, this is a toughie.
It is.
I don't want to give her an S.
I would give her an A, probably.
Okay, yes, I wouldn't go below that.
And I think she will definitely be a character who fluctuates a lot throughout the series. So she's definitely A vibes right now. but I think there will be times that we'll see her in S, and times we'll see her even lower than A, just based on her journey throughout the series. Okay, we have Gabe up next.
I have to give Gabe a C or a B.
He really took a downfall in the last episode there.
In the first part and the end of the part. In the middle part, he was like, okay, if we were rating his acting, Gabe's actor, absolutely, astoundingly S.
Yeah. Eric Balfour, shout out.
Big time.
We follow him on our Instagram, and so sometimes I never would have ever followed him on like my normal Instagram, but we followed all the 6 Feet Under people, the few of them who do have social media, and so I've seen what he's been up to lately. It's so funny to see these people, because now what is he, middle-aged-ish, late 40s or something?
My husband's
still
age.
Definitely has that like long face. He's married, him and his wife have an adorable family.
Is he still acting?
They own a store or something in LA or something like that. I don't know. I didn't do that big of a deep dive, but he was a huge advocate for when the wildfires happened in California. He was posting all these resources and stuff. So he just seems like a genuinely good human. But we're not rating Eric Balfour. We're rating Gabe Demas, and Gabe Demas gets a C.
Not quite D factor, but
he's not as disgusting as Andy, although Andy wasn't the one who pulled the gun out during Beer Cow, was he? But Andy also just sucks, and he has a peanut testicle.
Tracy is our next one.
What do you think about her?
It's tricky. What are we? Growth, vibes, chaos factor. Do we see a lot of growth?
No, I don't think there's a lot of growth.
See chaos factor.
She has a huge chaos factor. Not great vibes, really, but we do learn more about her that makes my empathy for her grow.
Yes.
But ultimately, I
don't know. I'm thinking
C or D.
Yes, I would say a C.
Okay, yeah, agreed. I mean, I feel for her, but as a character, ranking her, she's just, not there yet. Okay, Keith.
Keith is outstanding. I would have to put him as an S.
We love Keith.
I think he's done a lot for David, and he's always stayed so true to himself and
he's shown up for David a lot, especially driving to Vegas to bail him out of jail and really staying true to his character. I would agree he is an S. The only thing that makes me pull back on that a little tiny bit is his temper. I don't love his temper, but ultimately he did stay true to himself. He didn't hurt anybody. And just because he yelled at David a little bit, I don't think that would earn him a demotion yet. He might get demoted a little bit in later seasons. I can't really remember for sure, but I'm okay with putting him at an S for now. Okay.
Which one's Jennifer?
David's ex-fiance, Jennifer.
Oh, okay. I would have to give her an A.
She was nice.
She was quick in the scenario.
Her, but she was supportive of David.
Yep. And then also supportive of not fucking him.
Yeah. And had boundaries with him.
Yes. And she held her boundaries.
Which is what David needs in his life, even though she's not in his life anymore. But
even though David's an adult and should.
I 100% agree, actually. She's definitely doesn't have any reason to not be an A. She's not an S because we barely got to see her.
Right.
But yeah. Okay.
And she's not Mr. Jones.
No. No. All right. Gilardi. Matt Gilardi. Obviously, he sucks ass. Yeah. I mean, kind of want to put him in the D.
Yeah.
He is.
He's one of the worst. I want to put him. Where's the other bitch?
As a viewer, I'm glad we have him because he brings chaos. But yeah.
Why don't you throw Mitzi and Gilardi down in the dumps?
For sure. Okay. Those are easy. Mitzi, Dalton Huntley, and Matt Gilardi are getting ranked as D tier because they suck ass.
Then we have Gary.
Ooh, Gary. So far, he's been nothing but positive, really.
Yeah.
Kind of some vibes, maybe, but not certain.
I think he deserves an A, but I don't know that we see him enough to
rank him with Brenda.
Yeah. And it wasn't wow factoring. I loved all the questions that he was asking. I think he's really great at what he does.
I do too. What do you think, B?
I would do B. I feel like him and David can hold the B field for a while.
Yeah, I agree. He has been good and he is good at his job, but also he is just doing his job. You know what I mean? So does just being
it wasn't
good
wow
at your job
factor yet.
yeah. I feel like there's more to come with him, and I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really comfortable putting him any higher or lower. So, okay. Moving on. Father Jack.
I still have my reservations about him.
Well, yeah, I don't think I have the same reservations as you do.
No, you don't, because I don't even know what mine are.
But I will say that he went down on my list after this last episode. Even though he was supportive of David, he still made him resign.
It was shady. He's just shady at this point.
Yeah, and it was all like political, like politics within the church community and stuff. And
we're not about that life of not standing up. Even if we know we can't win, we're still going to do what we can.
Yeah.
And I don't think we ever even believe that we won't win. Like, we know women are going to be the fucking badass bitches of the world.
Okay, Father Jack is a C.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Maybe I probably would have given him an A. So I'd also be okay with putting him in B, but I just...
No, you don't get to, like, fall back on your morals when it's no longer convenient for you.
Right. Yeah. And, like, the church, like, why is that? Come on. You're doing this. This is all because of organized religion. Like, it's all just annoying. Okay. Moving on.
I feel like he also, like, intentionally played people. Is he gay?
He
says he's not.
We don't know. He says he's not. He definitely looks and sounds and acts gay.
Yes. And he was very true. He, like, maybe he didn't play that, but he knew that David thought that, and he went along with it.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
It's just
that's
it's deceiving. Yes.
He almost kind of reminds me of Varys in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
He's the bald guy with no penis, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Lord Varys.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, we have Powerful, which was...
Actually, hold on. I also have to just throw out Lord Varys really did do what he thought was best for the greater good. I don't think Father Jack did.
I don't remember that many details, but I just
we
remember
just rewatched it, so it's like in the back of my head. I'm so sorry. Okay, so we have Powerful.
He's the gang leader. Paco's gang leader of the Alvarado Kings. And is
he the one that cried?
He was the one who he was like a macho, like him and Rico were button heads, but then at the end he brought everybody together for a prayer and cried and thanked the Fishers and prayed for them for losing their father and husband and whatever. And
I'm thinking S or A for him.
He is also still a gang leader. But
I'm going with B. B it is. But he did have a lot of growth. I think that showing those emotions was really hard for him.
Okay. I think we should give Powerful a B.
Powerful a B, okay. And he got demoted because he's a gang member. And so that just goes to show, don't be gang members.
Yeah.
Hiram. You like Hiram.
I do like Hiram, but I don't know if I would go S.
I don't hate Hiram, but I don't think he's that great. I would probably give Hiram a B, to be honest.
Even though he asked Ruth how she masturbates?
That whole line still confuses the shit out of me because I feel like there's a plot hole for his character.
He does have such a good heart, but he is kind of like, I don't know, a crybaby in a way.
Yeah.
Like, I think you know what I think it is? I think that he doesn't have as much trauma as Ruth. And
possibly.
So Ruth, like, they just kind of struggle to relate on something.
Yeah.
Because Ruth has been through all this. We haven't learned a whole lot about her past yet, but she went through a lot of trauma as a child, and she lost Nathaniel, and Hiram's just over here. We don't really know anything about him. He might have trauma, but he doesn't really act like it. He kind of acts like the type of person who just has been like,
he's okay.
Yeah.
We don't know what that's like, actually.
No.
We don't understand his character.
No. Are you okay with B for Hiram?
Yes. I think that he had A potential until that last episode when he was confused about the breakup that he initiated.
Yes. Agreed. 100%.
And it was just like, okay.
Makes no sense.
Confusing.
Okay. How about Bernard Chenoweth?
Ugh. He's not as bad as Margaret, but actually he is. He is just as bad because they're both fucking silent. He's the silent killer of the two, and Margaret's the loud, annoying one. So I have to keep them both together because they are a team. And I think Bernard even maybe even be lower because he's trying to look better because
they have different reasons why they suck, but they both suck. And neither of them have shown us very many redeeming qualities, although I would argue that Margaret is hilarious.
Yes.
But that's not really what we're ranking them on.
Well, the vibes and the chaos.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I would say
right.
Bernard is definitely lower than Margaret.
Yeah.
So I would give Bernard a D.
Okay.
And I would give Margaret a C for her at least witty humor.
Yeah. Even though, I mean, she's just funny to watch be
a mess.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
It's like me in my 20s.
It's funny. I got to put that picture up of you on your birthday where I said you looked like her.
Which one was it? The one that Jackie has?
When you were wearing the wig.
Yes.
And I was like, you look like Margaret. There's a picture of Joanna Cassidy on her Instagram where she has like her hair parted in the middle, like long blonde hair. And Courtney was wearing a blonde wig on her birthday and it was like parted the same and she was just drunk and it looked exactly like Joanna Cassidy. It was hilarious. I'll put that up.
And a recent Joanna Cassidy, right?
Yes. Okay, so we put Margaret at a C and Bernard at a D. Next we have Dennis, aka Abe from The Walking Dead.
I don't know. He
was trash. D.
I was gonna give him a little higher because it was at least entertaining to watch him be trash, but
he just sucked. I would give Parker higher. I liked her factor, like chaos factor and entertainment. I think I would rate higher. His was just like slimy, first of all.
Slimy.
Yeah, he's fucking a minor when he's in charge of them, and he has a rectangle shaped head, and it's orange. Rectangular. So he gets a D. And then we have cousin Hannah, Ruth's cousin Hannah.
Ooh. Let's put her with Hiram.
You think she gets a B? I would totally go C for her.
I think her intentions were good.
Okay.
But I don't want to overrule. So let's talk about it.
Well, I mean, even if her intentions were good, she still gave me the ick. And the one line that I hated was when she said she tried to relate her husband leaving her to Nathaniel dying. Yep. I didn't like that. And just, I don't know, both her and Ginny were annoying to me. I wouldn't put them D tier. They're a solid C's for me. So
let's unpack this then. Do we think, because this might be the deciding factor in my brain, do we think Hannah's intentions of inviting Ruth over were to show off that her and her daughter are so close and fun? Because I did get that kind of a vibe. I don't even
know if she invited them. I wonder if Ruth kind of invited her and Claire herself because she was like trying to bond with Claire and she just barged into Claire's
we just don't know
room.
how they got the invite.
Yeah. So I don't know that. But I don't think that her intentions were to like rub it in their face of how close they were or anything, but I think they were very tone deaf and out of touch with reality
and the diet culture.
Yeah, the diet culture was gross. The whole I hate the toxic positivity, that they're like the perfect representation.
They're hiding something
of toxic positivity.
What was her daughter's name? Ginny?
Yeah.
Okay, let's put them both in C then.
Okay. I mean, they also like David is in B.
That's a very good point.
Ginny and Hannah are going in C. They're not as bad as
I like this too because they probably are close to Tracy.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. Okay, Rico.
This is actually going to be a really tough one because we love Rico.
Yeah, and it's season 1, so it's like.
But he fucked up big.
He did. He's a homophobe. I wouldn't go D because he's an integral character, and he brings a lot of. He does have good vibes.
Yep.
So minus the homophobe stuff, he's funny and entertaining, but there's definitely factors that block him from S or A tier, I would say.
I don't feel good about C either. I feel like
B.
Yeah.
Solid B for Rico.
Oh, brother.
Oh,
Billy. So my head screams D, but then we have the chaos factor that you want us to rate them on too. And that would give him an S.
It's also not, I mean, I was going to say it's not his fault. It's kind of not his fault. Like he has mental illnesses.
Yeah. That's a good point too.
And then if you look at these other fuckers in the D tier, they just suck.
Mm-hmm.
I think Billy is a troubled soul. He did try to kill Nate, but and Brenda, not kill Brenda, but
And he
probably
snuck
would've.
into their places.
He did a lot of fucking
stalking.
crazy shit.
But in order to feel those things that he's doing, he has to have a lot of love too, because a lot of times those things intertwine.
Yeah, and
he's just an
feel
extreme
for him,
person.
for that last episode where he was in the hospital and he was talking about how he can't feel anything anymore. Like, he is an important character. I feel like he adds a ton to the show, but definitely can't give him an A or S. I would go
put him with Rico and Hiram and David.
Maybe.
This one's actually really tough.
It is really, really hard. I would maybe go C for him for this season, because he really hasn't done anything. He's been just bad chaotic this season, and I think he will grow later. I think we'll
I don't remember that.
Promote him later on.
Well,
I don't know for sure.
Billy, we're putting you on
probation.
Terms. Yes.
On level C. Okay, Amelia, Ruth's friend Amelia, who took her,
with the mattress flipping.
Yeah, helped her flip the mattress and then went gambling at the track. I liked her.
I have to rate her fairly high, because I think she was everything that Ruth needed, and was trying to be a good friend.
I agree. She really was trying. She
let Ruth have the outburst at
the young couple.
Yep. I remember talking about that and thinking that was pretty cool.
Yeah. We both liked her. And you know what I was thinking before when we recorded that episode? I was getting her and Hannah confused with each other. So I was like, I think I end up not liking Amelia later, but I was wrong. I was thinking of Hannah. I don't even know if we ever see Amelia again. So just basing her off of that one episode where she helped Ruth flip the mattress, she encouraged her to talk about her feelings. She let her have an outburst
and spend $20,000
with her. She was a good time.
Yeah, I would give her an A.
Agreed.
Oh my God, Robbie. I love Robbie. He is full. What's the word? I was going to say full of himself. He is kind of full of himself, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, but
he's not off-putting. Like, he's open.
Yeah. He's bitchy.
Yeah.
But he's entertaining. I don't know.
Okay, I would put him with Rico and David. I would put him with David. Like, I can see their characters being similar.
Yeah, there's room for growth. He's super,
he's unapologetic.
Sassy, yes.
Which I really, really like, too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I agree. I think we'd have to give him a B.
Okay.
Angela.
I give her an S.
Yeah, we only have her for one episode, and she
shook the shit up.
Yep. And
she pulled off all of the blindfolds.
Agreed. Yeah, we have to give her an S, I think, too. She's definitely goes along with Mr. Jones.
Yes. Yeah. And not only that, but we also get to see the emotional side of her. Mm-hmm. We don't see this she wasn't afraid to show her emotion either, which I think was really awesome.
Mm-hmm. It was a good contrast for us to see that in comparison to the Fishers, which are so stifled, and we only get her for that one episode. So
yeah, I kind of want to just look the actress up and watch some more shit she's in.
Yeah, she's good.
Connor,
naked Australian guy. I think I would go with a C.
I didn't want to put him in a D because I think he
didn't really do anything wrong,
right? Because Brenda let him come there.
Yeah,
and Brenda probably allowed him to be naked.
Yeah,
in her house. And
sleep in her bed. He was gross.
Very.
And kind of annoying and naked. So I don't like him. But yeah, he didn't do anything like Gilardi or Andy or anything. So I would say, what did I see?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. Connie. Good old Connie on the church committee.
Oh, and Connie's the one we like, right?
Yeah, I like Connie. She's the one who's kind of supportive of David and his back and forth with Walter. So I would go with probably A or B for her.
Okay, I was going to say S or A. So I would say A then.
Okay, yeah, good call. She doesn't have enough impact, I think, to earn an S, but vibes are solid. So.
Right, and consistent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And kind of that breath of fresh air that we need.
Yeah, it was good to see her.
Should be. That's the kind of woman that should be on a committee.
Yeah, agreed. Okay. Pam.
Oh, Lordy.
Rico's short-lived coworker at Kroner.
I didn't hate her.
No, I didn't hate her either, but I didn't love her.
I would do a C.
Yeah.
I don't feel like she's D quality.
Or B quality.
Oh, not B quality.
C. C for Pam. Irina, Nikolai's ex-lover.
Chaos, 100%.
Yeah. Yes.
And the lovely conversation she had with Ruth in the bathroom, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, she was a little
She was unhinged for sure.
Unhinged, yeah. I would maybe put her B, or I could be persuaded to put her in A.
I was thinking A because we can't fault her for being unhinged. She had an issue, and like a grown person went to confront this issue instead of letting it fester and sit like something David would do.
Yeah. Okay, we'll give Irina an A too.
And then it didn't turn into this big fight, which is exactly what should have happened.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Nikolai.
No, it's another these ones are tough.
I know. Ooh, man. He is a huge crybaby. He's a huge crybaby. Definitely not S tier, not D tier. He does have passion and chaos. Chaos factor's way up there. What else did we say? Chaos. Vibes and growth.
I don't see any growth.
No growth. Definite chaos. Sometimes vibes because he's funny. But also he's a crybaby. I don't know. I think I might just go B. Yes.
Yeah, I would agree. It's like we like him.
He could go up or down right now based on where he's at.
Yes, he waffles a lot.
For sure.
Like we like what he's doing for Ruth, but then at the same time, he's a little bitch.
Yeah. And he's trying to like get her to marry
exert
him.
his authority on her. I don't like that. Now I'm even saying that he's a C.
Yeah.
But we don't have to move him. You know what I think?
No, I agree. I wasn't thinking about this sexist aspect of him. So
sorry.
Hopefully, maybe we'll see him grow next season. I really don't remember.
Bye.
Okay.
Dink. Is he the gun guy?
He's
or the moo guy.
Yep, he's the one. We don't see him until the end where they do the beer cow, but he's definitely
a D.
Dink. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, Parker.
Ooh.
My Parker. Chaos factors there. Haven't seen much growth yet. Vibes are iffy. I do like her.
I do too. I feel like she's another Nikolai, but maybe not quite as bad because she's not. I think we put her in a B because we were going to put Nikolai in the B section.
And she doesn't have the sexist part. She's actually not sexist. And I would agree.
And she's pretty powerful.
Yep. She is very manipulative, but because she doesn't have power over Claire, I think we can put her in B.
Yeah. And I also think that Parker knows that she doesn't have power over Claire.
Yeah.
It might be refreshing for her to have a friend like that, actually. I'm wondering if that's...
I'm so excited to continue watching and see where their friendship goes because I do, if I remember right, I won't spoil anything, but I don't know.
To the story.
Definitely more that we'll see evolve between them. So
it's funny because the first time I watched it, Parker was not an interesting character to me. Like, she is interesting, but it just kind of, her whole persona went over my head.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I agree. Okay. Kurt.
S tier.
Yeah.
Unapologetically himself, completely comfortable in his sexuality.
He did absolutely nothing wrong.
He didn't.
There was not one negative
even when he
quality.
went to go to the other guys.
Yeah,
there was no boundary that.
No, I agree.
Was broken.
He didn't do. He might not be for everybody, but didn't do anything wrong, and he was true to himself. So 100% agree. S tier for Kurt. Mr. Eddie.
Eddie definitely deserves to be in the top. He did go with Keith to David's
That
sermon.
is very true. He has been supportive of Keith going to Keith's ex-boyfriend's shenanigans, and that says a lot.
And then even invited them out for a threesome after.
I don't think we have any basis to put him below an A, really.
Agreed. I don't feel like he's done anything great, like even Kurt being pushing
Right.
David outside of his comfort zone.
I don't think he's an S because, he just hasn't done enough. But can't think of anything unless we wanted to be petty and just because we want David and Keith to be together, demote him. But I don't think we should do that. I would say,
as a human being, if Eddie was a real human in this world,
based on what we know so far,
I would say A.
Okay.
Oh, good loud. Dr. Feinberg. D motherfuck. Unless you have a better argument.
Oh, you were saying D. Okay. Yes. Yep. Agreed. No, I was going to say, I don't see, there's been nothing positive for him.
And he's a sleazeball, isn't he?
Yeah. Apparently he completely ruined Brenda's life and fucks Margaret on the side. So let's go ahead and put him in the D tier.
Who is Vicky again?
Gabe's mom.
Oh, yikers. Well, she lost her child, so I can't put her in the D.
Yeah.
But I don't see her as like...
She's not very supportive of Gabe or helping him in his struggles either. I would say C.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Okay.
Vanessa.
We love her.
Mm-hmm.
We really haven't gotten to know her yet that much, though. So I don't know if I would... I don't think we should put her in S yet.
Would you be like, she's an Eddie, kind of?
Yeah. She hasn't done anything wrong. She seems very likable, like funny.
Good sense of humor.
Does this dead lady have to be in here? Okay, should we put her with
And supportive of Rico.
Yeah, very supportive.
Kind of exactly almost the same things we were saying about Eddie.
Yeah.
We just know Vanessa a little bit more, but agreed, she still hasn't done anything remarkable yet. Walter, you son of a bitch.
Fuck Walter.
Yep.
D. And last but not least, we have Ruth's
the floral teacher.
I almost didn't even include her, but I'm like, she did. She was a big part for Ruth and Ruth's growth. So I wanted to include her. I would give her an A.
I would too. I could see her and Ruth. They're almost the same humans.
Yeah, like that's like Ruth in 10 years mentally.
Literally.
Okay. So
love it.
Recapping, you want to recap our S tiers and we can alternate the tiers?
Sure. Should we start at you want to start at the S or do you want to do the D?
We'll do the D.
Okay. So the D tiers, we have Andy, Gilardi, Mitzi, Bernard, Dennis, Dink, Dr. Feinberg, and Walter.
Ugh, gross. Okay. C tier, we have Gabe, Tracy, Father Jack, Margaret, Hannah, Ginny, Billy, Connor, Pam, Nikolai, and Vicky.
For our B tier, we have David, Gary, Powerful, Hiram, Rico, Robbie, and Parker.
A tier, we have Ruth, Brenda, Jennifer, Amelia, Connie, Irina, Eddie, Vanessa, and the floral teacher. A lot of minor characters in the A tier.
That's interesting.
Because they don't have a chance to piss us off, so...
Yeah. Okay, our S tier is Mr. Jones, Nathaniel Sr., Nate, Claire, Keith, Angela, and Kurt. I'm solid on this. What do you think?
The only one that I feel so bad about is David being in the B tier.
Yes.
But I do think we have to keep him there because he just started
We
so
see his
low.
potential too, I think.
Yeah. And I don't mean started so low in that he was bad in any way, but just he gets so much better. So, yeah. Okay, cool. That was fun.
And now we're on to the death scenes?
Now we are going, to do our death scenes. So we'll go in order.
This will be interesting.
So the first death scene is Nathaniel Sr. So ranking the death scenes, our criteria, I wrote ghost value. So if their ghost does come back, what is the value of their ghost to the living?
The episode or the living?
Yeah,
Okay.
the episode, the living people that are still there. The symbolism of their death scene and anything that it might connect to with the themes of the show. And the execution of the death scene, like...
Literally being executed?
No. Well, yeah. But, like, how creative of a death scene it was, you know?
I like that.
Okay.
And then if you guys have any other suggestions or think either, like, oh, the character tiering was not cool or the death scene's stupid or, like, a suggestion of a tier list,
Yeah,
shoot it our way.
because that's why we did this. I didn't even know what tier lists were until somebody said that we should do it, and so we're doing it. We don't know what we're doing. Just
We took
tell
a
us what
quick
we should do.
class on tier lists.
Quick Google search.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so the first one,
Nathaniel's death scenes, he
Okay.
gets hit by the bus. I mean, if we're just basing it off of the death scene, I would rank this one pretty low because it was,
quick.
well, yeah, it was really quick. I would give it a little bit of credit for it being kind of shocking. It had some shock factor to it if you'd never seen it before.
But you said the ghost value.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, and his ghost value is top tier. So that's really hard. Maybe we shouldn't include that because that throws the whole thing off. Should we just rank it based on like explicitly the death scene? Like,
Yeah, I think so. Otherwise, it's just going to get really tricky.
yeah. Okay. That's because otherwise we'd have to put him S tier because his ghost is the most important ghost. But his
Okay,
death
so-
scene kind of sucked.
So we'll do the basically the execution / creativity of the death scene.
Yeah.
And maybe the emotional tugging.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So then I would agree with you. Fairly low. C or D.
So, I mean, it was emotional. We'll put him C.
Okay.
Like it wasn't. Yeah. Okay. We'll put Nathaniel's death scene as a C because I mean we have freaking guy getting chopped up in a dough blender. So, and that was no episode 2 was Chandler Swanson where he hits his head on the pool. That was boring and low.
Very
effort.
boring.
I mean, no shade, but wasn't. It was just yeah. I'd say a D for that one.
Yeah, compared to all the other ones.
Right.
Then what was next? How do you have these memorized?
I don't know. The next one is Mr. Romano, and Mr. Romano is the foot. So he's the number 3
And he's the one that falls into the dough blender.
and gets chopped up, and that's the foot that Claire puts in Gabe's locker.
Top tier.
Yeah, S. That was a
Agreed.
funny one and entertaining.
And shocking.
Yes. Okay, so episode 4 is Familia. That's Paco.
Okay.
That was
Paco.
the gang death.
He
shooting.
gets shot. Okay, very emotionally evoking. A young man. I don't think it's top tier.
No, I would go B.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah. Because it was like more suspenseful than Nathaniel or Chandler, but it also was just kind of like quick and boom, boom, dead by.
Right.
So obviously super sad, but okay, we'll go. What do we say? B.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Okay, and then episode 5 was Open Book, Vivica St. John. She got electrocuted in the bath by her cat. I feel like the cat adds a silly factor to it that makes it go up in my mind for me.
For sure. And she is talking to the cat the whole time.
Let me for a really quick look at the other ones here.
I would do an A or a B. It
For
wasn't a
Vivica?
top tier for
Okay.
me, but
Let's put her in the A slot.
okay.
And we can move her if we need to. Then after Vivica, we have Hattie Jones, which, okay, just the death scene. There wasn't even a death scene. But also, are we going to consider the Mr. Jones factor in the death scene? Because that makes it go way up. Because he's like, come on, bitch, you going to lay there all day? Like,
That's
that was
true.
pretty funny.
And very sad.
Yeah.
No, I mean, all of the death scenes are sad, obviously.
Right.
I think this one
Emotional.
was really a little bit more emotional because I think it's more of a reality for a lot of people.
Yeah. I like that. I think we should maybe include Mr. Jones factor in that because
Would you do an A or what would you put? I was leaning towards A or B.
oh, okay. I was going to say S if there's Mr. Jones in there, but it's hard because that's kind of stretching the rules for us here on this because if you're just looking at the death scene, she's literally just laying in bed dead, like, and she's felt.
And
she
but
died
then
in
he
her
does
sleep.
that is part of the death scene though. Mr.
Yeah.
Jones is part of the death scene.
I would put it way up there, at least an A.
Okay, I'm comfortable with an A.
Okay. And after Hattie,
Brotherhood. Oh, the golf vet.
Private First Class Victor Kovic. This was super sad and dark. And
Did he commit suicide?
no, he died of Gulf War syndrome.
I know, but did somebody pull the plug?
No, it just showed.
He just died.
Yeah, it showed him watching videos of himself at his base camp or whatever.
Okay.
And then he just like, the life just went out of his eyes and he like dropped the remote and his brother walked in and was like, hey, I got the latest South Park.
Yes.
And then he looked and he saw that he was dead. So super sad. I mean,
Oof. It's got to be like with Paco, I think.
oh, you think so?
Yeah. What were you thinking with Hattie and Vivica?
No, I was going lower in my mind for him just because, I mean, and again, I'm just trying to focus on the death scene. Like it was gruesome to see his life just slip out of him like that and very emotional. So I guess there is that
But maybe
factor.
not as emotional because we didn't know the whole story behind that yet.
Yeah, maybe C.
Okay. I like it.
Okay. And after
I think it's Chloe.
Victor, it is,
it is
Chloe York. Good
I
old
have
Chloe.
to give this one an S.
This was a top
Very
tier
creative
death scene. We got to give Chloe, and especially for Rico's
Chloe
sake.
in the character list?
No, I didn't include any death scene characters
Okay.
in that one.
Do you guys think that we should next time, or do
Yeah.
you like the way that we did this? Because then if that's the case, we would have had...
I did consider it, but then the reason I think I decided not to was because they all died right away.
Right.
So we didn't.
And so some of them we don't get to know.
Yeah. I mean, like Victor,
Hattie.
She didn't have a whole line in the whole thing. So how would we rate her? But yeah, I mean, we can if you want us to.
I'm curious.
We can do whatever.
They would like. Yeah. What they think.
Okay.
What did we put? Okay. So we did Chloe.
Chloe's an S tier.
For sure.
Next, we have Anthony.
S.
Yeah.
Absolutely groundbreakingly throw me on the floor.
It was just completely
gut-wrenching.
Yeah. Tears you apart from the inside out.
We see Gabe's face in that death scene.
It guts you.
Yes.
I mean, and this is getting an S for a very different reason than Mr. Romano and Chloe.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's just sheerly that episode. I still remember to this day the first time I ever watched that episode. And I can remember where I was sitting in my living room when I lived in Maple Grove. I just it was like a core memory for me because it was so, I mean, that says a lot about a scene.
Absolutely.
Just horrific. We obviously didn't enjoy watching the content of that, but the emotion that it draws from you deserves credit. Okay. And then we have
the new person,
the frying pan man.
Okay. Ooh,
So
I like
Jonathan
the creativity
Hanley.
of this one.
It was hilarious.
Mm-hmm. And it was one of those things that I think a lot of people think about doing, but just don't actually follow through.
Yeah. I'd give that one an A.
I mean, I was going to go S, but I'll do an A.
Okay. Yeah.
That's so funny.
I don't know. I don't know if I could put it with Anthony. I don't know.
Maybe we talk about that one.
What do you mean? Come back to it?
Yeah. Okay. Then we have...
After Jonathan, it is Baby Dylan.
Okay. So this one also...
Yeah. Shivers.
Very much.
Super sad. But it also, to me, it was like different shivers than Anthony's.
Okay, but hold on. Remember you said that this was the only episode that we actually never see.
Yeah. The face of the deceased.
It was so creatively
shot.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'm down for putting that in S.
I would, because it is not like Anthony's.
Mm-mm. It's different. It slowly fades out, and it's like a sinking dread instead of
and you're hoping that you don't see the name on the next scene, on the next
but
page.
You do. Mm-hmm. S for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we have got Mark.
Oh, the hate crime. Holy fuck.
This one also is kind of an S for me.
It is.
They really did it with the...
I'm glad we didn't put the frying pan up there.
Okay.
Because I think...
That would be too many S's. Because we have to put Mark.
Yes. But, yeah, I think that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, this one was a
I'm
toughie.
also kind of second... Now that we have Anthony, Baby Dylan, and Mark up here, I'm kind of second guessing these two. Not 100%. But
I am too. It's like Mr. Romano. Because I was thinking that the frying pan and Romano should have been together.
Yeah. Maybe we move I don't know. Because Mr. Romano, it was still early in the season and it was like, oh my God. like still crazy. And then if you look at
Because
like,
did the kid accidentally hit the thing?
yeah, and these are both like freak accidents.
Mm-hmm.
So is Vivica though, I guess. I don't know. Okay, let's place
Yeah,
Aunt
let's finish.
Lillian.
Yes, finish out Aunt Lillian.
I would put that.
That's also a freak accident.
I know, but it was comparatively to as far as like emotions and stuff.
Quite boring.
Yeah.
The only thing that makes it not, I would say, like not like a D, is that the whole scene was
Like
we
a
were
fake
set
out.
up. Yes. So I would put that one as a C.
A C. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, well, I don't know, maybe B because of the creativity. Do you think it earns another or C?
I would probably still keep it as a C. Because I was thinking that we probably take Chloe and Romano.
And give them A's.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. It's hard for me to do, but it is also hard for me to have them in the same category as these because those three were just so
Terrible.
destructive. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good word. Destructive.
Wow. Okay. How do we feel about this?
I feel better about this one now.
Awesome. Well, those are our tier lists. I will post these and the videos once they're all edited and stuff, but we hope that you enjoyed them.
And let us know your feedback.
Give us your feedback. Let us know if we should do more next season or if we should do any other kinds. And don't forget to like, subscribe, rate us 5 stars, share us with your friends.
Share us with your friends. And we'll see you next week
for season 2.
Woo!
Yay!